Hello, I'm Jen Nami Padgett with the Dear Nami Broadcast on the Everyday Priestess Channel on YouTube. So let's hop right into the question I am answering today. Dear Nami, I feel my grandparents are judgmental and they really don't like me. It makes me sad and also makes me not want to hang out with them. What should I do? So here's my advice. Latch on to the loving side. I don't think anyone sets out to be judgmental, but we all have some sort of judgment. We need to have judgment to have discernment. And I think a lot of us do not understand the difference, and it gets us into some pretty hurtful situations. For instance, you have judgment yourself without a real knowledge of what is actually going on. And that's in regards to your grandparents. You're judging them. So, but your instincts are likely correct. I don't want to discount that. You are being judged, but you also are being loved. The bigger picture is that in our society, we are taught that you are either good or bad. And we all go about life holding each other to a level of perfection that means really everyone is bad. By the way, there's an even larger picture of social control that I won't fully delve into, but I am convinced that anything that is toxic, the higher powers in our society don't want it to be fixed. Because if we all had healthy discernment, those in control would lose control. You are asking perfection of your grandparents rather than focusing on all of the good things. Do you have, for instance, have you gone on vacation with them? Have you had meals with them? Have they given you presents or sent you birthday cards? These are some of the actions of someone. They're not the actions of someone who doesn't like you. That said, as a side note, I do want to say there are some very toxic people that are dangerous to be around. So I ask that you pull heavily on your own discernment. And if you don't feel like you're there yet, find someone you think has excellent discernment to help you handle this and truly decide if someone in your life is dangerous or not. And if you don't have anyone that you can go to, then I would just work on practicing your own discernment and what's real and what's not, and what's healthy and what's not, before you tread further into any kind of relationship, because we need to have some kind of solidness within ourselves. So get that if you're young, get that from somebody who you trust. If you can think of like one person who has the best discernment in your life that always gives you good advice, talk it through with them before talking it through with anybody that you may have a challenge with. I have some notes on here, so I just want to be real about that I'm using this teleprompter because I'm really trying to think through all the different facets of and some of the bigger picture stuff when I'm giving advice, and I really want it to be solid. So sometimes I have to have some notes to remind myself where my train of thought went when I was writing it out. So you're going to see that sometimes when I'm giving advice on this channel. So anyway, what we all need for long-term health is to settle into our own discernment. This is difficult when the majority we have to live around are displaying toxic judgment. Toxic judgment is what I grew up with and what my folks did too. I can only imagine the harshness and also the neglect in their childhoods. The neglect part was not, I think, what was intended. I think most people from the Depression era were poor and working. And siblings looked after siblings and worked alongside their parents to support the family. They bucked up in ways that children in the last couple of generations have never been asked to do. So the way people in the grandparents' generation, so, I'm Gen X, so I'm talking about my generation. We're starting to be grandparents now, but mostly the generation up from us and the one up from that. So that generation evolved, and the way that they did that was to get their kids to college and to get them practical working skills, and they kept each other in line, and sometimes that was very harsh. But the reason that they did that is because their children's very survival depended on it. You had to work and earn money to survive. It also was worth it back then to work harder, just because if you worked harder, you actually got more of a step up in your family. And that's not necessarily the case these days. But when that generation is looking at this generation who isn't going to work early, who isn't moving out of the house early, they may translate that to back in the day, other, folks that they might have seen not going with the norm, and those people were maybe lazy. And so we have to teach them. We have to teach them what our younger generations are going through and what we're struggling with. And that's up to us to maybe give them a fuller picture of what's going on. And it's not just based upon the experience that they had when they were growing up and they were in their working life, basically. So even though some of the stuff that was happening and keeping people in line might have been toxic, don't discount all of the work that they've done. Don't discount the good stuff. I think because we have like this toxic culture of you have to have perfection or you're bad, then like everybody is bad, right? So what we need to do with each other is embrace the good stuff and ask for more of that. Ask for the good things that we do to be embraced. Nobody's perfect. So with discernment and with love, tell your grandparents how you feel. We need to change the way the world is thinking with this, and part of that is that the older generation becomes receptive to listening to the younger generation and participates and honors the good stuff, and also recognizes that love meant a totally different thing 50 years ago. So the next time that you're feeling judged, maybe talk about it. Ask for what you need. Tell them what's not helpful. The worst that can happen is that you're in the same place that you are now, right? If you want a better relationship, then take a chance and talk to your grandparent. Because when both sides listen to each other, what we can start to do is remove that toxic judgment. By the way, just as a side note, I want to say that the challenges our grandparents dealt with are cycling around now. So I'm talking kind of maybe more about my grandparents, but they were living in the Great Depression, and there were a lot of financial challenges. And this younger generation who's coming into the workforce and into college life now, and or who have been for the last 10 years, are having some of the same challenges. So I'm guessing your grandparents have some wisdom around that, and it would be great to sit and listen to the knowledge that they have, so maybe we can learn to do some of the right things that they did to reinforce and support their families. Yeah. So take advantage of that wisdom. Take advantage of the love. So if you're not feeling the love, I bet there's a lot of love there that you're missing out on if you're too afraid to participate in a relationship because you're feeling judged. So what I want to do now is just have a prayer. If you pray to magical fairy dust, if you pray to Jesus, if you pray to the magic of the universe, that's what I pray to. I believe in the earth and the stars and the elements, and there's energy in every living being, and that includes like flowers and includes trees and people. We have this magical energy within ourselves, and we definitely have things that we can tap into. I have my ancestors who have so much knowledge to tap into, so I always call in my ancestors. I always call in my angels and guides. We have these energies around us who wish to support us. So I've decided to change the format a little bit to add in a little prayer at the end because, and you can join me if you feel to help call in that energy around you as well. The more people that we have who are really calling in these energies and asking for positivity and asking for healing and asking for help, they want to help us. They want to provide a better experience in our lives because not only do the people who've lived before us have all this wisdom, they do want to see us living good, wonderful lives, and we can tap into that energy anytime that we ask. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to call on my ancestors, angels, and guides to be with me. And for any of those who are out there listening, for you grandchildren who wish to have, a relationship with your grandparents and vice versa, I'm calling in all the energies to assist us in making that happen. For anybody who's listening and beyond, for the 10 people that we touch around us, and those people around them, let this be a sonic boom of love. Let us heal all of the things that need to be healed around toxic relation, around toxic judgment. Let us move more into healthy discernment and push us in the directions where we need to learn this healthy discernment so that we can have a more peaceful and happy life. And that's my prayer and my wish for the person who wrote the letter, for the person who asked the question, I guess, same thing. And for all of those who are feeling the same. I know I've had this question touch me because I've felt the exact same when I was a young person. And I still have feelings of that today in different relations. So you can not even just put this on a grandparent-grandchild relation, but any relationship that we have where we're feeling judged, that we want to have a closer relationship with that person. So my prayer for you is that you can go out there and make some little waves of changes with your relations, and that those transmute like butterflies out into the world. because every positive change that we make, every bit of love that we can express and send out into the world makes it better. So happy Friday, and I will see you the next time. Oh, by the way, if you do want to get in touch with me, my bio site is Jen Nami Padgett, and you can reach me at jennamipadgett@gmail.com. But the bio site will always have what's going on with me and the things that are happening. So recently, I published a book with 18 other women, and I am also an herbalist. So I sell herbal remedies online. So if you go to biosite/Jen Nami Padgett, then you'll see everything that I'm up to. And I look forward to talking with you soon. If you do have a question you would like me to answer on air, please email me, JLPnami@gmail.com. And I would be happy and would love to answer your question on air.